EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about... Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Well, this defense for the Texans, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Previous play.
Now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On 3rd down, Jackson. Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So here are the Texans now with a long field ahead. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Well, we saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Two yards left on second down from the 9. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Kyle Hamilton picks it.
Holding. Defense.
So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Now Jackson on first down. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan? Introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They said hello to big way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
That strategy there, Brandon, third down. They just said, we got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And his kick is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line.
Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Texans to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And this is caught inside the 5. A huge play there for Houston. And even 70 yards. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance traveled or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
They'll try to run this one in, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown on the year, and the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw here hauled in by Kupp. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's the first catch of the game from Kupp, and he's got a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. On second down, a run with Dobbins. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offense coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And that'll be caught by Cup. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Justin Tucker runs for the field goal. A 56-yard attempt.
And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The Texans at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. This offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
At the 16-yard
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. He will push his way down to about the 14. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Now a handoff up the middle. Hines. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Jackson. He's got it. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have got it back to within a score.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 13-7. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it. Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They go play action here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 9 now. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Back to throw here. And unable to connect, incomplete. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Jackson now. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. We'll get this up to about the 44. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, they'll throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll look to throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
From the 6. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal...
That's caught at the 25. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 52 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, Jackson. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Tucker now to add the point after. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now a timeout called for by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Here's Jackson. Rolling to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin at Bank of America Stadium, Cincinnati in town to take on Carolina. And it's the Bengals who have the lead in the second quarter. Joe Burrow has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Monarchs trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. The Patriots still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. From the 10 and up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 45 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete.
Complete to number 6. 8 yards on the pickup. Rest of 7 at the 37-yard line.
Second and 2. And this one too low. After the incompletion, here now, third and 2. Here's a give up the middle. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. Fourth down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team.
Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 56 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Texans offense set to regain possession. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 2nd down at 4. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Powers. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack to the 27-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. A great play there. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Texans have retaken a third-quarter lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 42. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. Now it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. And Jackson throwing once more. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have a Ravens first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. It'll be a pickup of 4. And the Ravens are going to have a first down. To throw is Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. Here's a give to Dobbins. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest to this 4th quarter. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 75 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Powers. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. 40 yards. And the Texans have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. So still time remaining here in this fourth quarter, but the touchdown there puts them back out in front.
And you and I both know that their defense will not very subtly remind everyone that they started all of this because they held firm on the last drive and only gave up a field goal. Gave it back to the offense in a tie game and said, okay, your turn now, make something happen. And they went down the field and scored.
Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Ravens ready to take over. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. The drive will start with an option going left. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up second.
On 2nd and 9. Jackson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of.
He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson now. He'll find Bateman once more. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 12 more yards for him there. It's a 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Dobbins. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Jackson, options out left. Gets by him at the 25. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And the Texans will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you, now you take care of us.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down by 7. 1:47 on the clock. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
Yeah, another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. They'll try to run this one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores, so, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So now the story changes. Trailing in this one now. And time, a huge factor. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a 1st down. Here's Jackson. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Jackson to throw. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. One last shot for Jackson. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Houston, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers.